This is a cybersecurity briefing. It's 15 to 20 minutes long. We try to get you the information you need and to get you back to work. And our agenda today, let's see here. We go over an introduction. We go over our current cybersecurity landscape, recent cybersecurity breaches, if we have any of those, cybersecurity best practices. If anything is changing the FTC safeguards that you need to know about, we're going to bring those to you here, and then we'll have closing statements. So thank you for being here. I say this every single week. It means something to me that you're here. And what that means is that you care about what is going on in cybersecurity. Like I always say, whether you're the owner of a company, whether you're executive level leadership in a company, or you're just the person that shows up and does what they tell you to do every day, you being here will hopefully educate you about what's happening so you can better protect your company, the people, the data, and the technology within it. So if there's any questions that you may have throughout this, please write them down and email us over here at hello@rethinksecured.com. And you're like, why does it say Rethink Secured? We believe at Vandernet that we should always be rethinking what secured looks like every single day, every single hour, because it's changing on a moment by moment basis. So we created rethinksecured.com. So email us at hello@rethinksecured. So who are we? I'm Garrett. I'm the CEO here at Vandernet. Vandernet has existed since 2010. And in 2020, we saw things change drastically. And you're like, so did everybody else, Garrett. Yes, that is true. But when it came to cybersecurity and people leaving the corporate building and going home, they were taking all of the data and the technology home with them. The cybersecurity criminals realized this very quickly, and they capitalized on it. There's a great company called Robinhood. I don't know if you're familiar with Robinhood, but it allows you as a consumer to engage in the stock market, do some trading individually for fun. That's what I do. I use it for fun. And they received a phone call. Their support had worked from home, and one of the support people received a phone call saying that they were from Robinhood support department in their IT department. The hacker got remoted into their computer. Next thing we know, lots of Robinhood customer information and data was gone, just like that. So as you can tell, COVID changed things for the world in general, but in cybersecurity, it really changed things because where people would be normally in a corporate office among their peers, where if IT is reaching out to you, maybe you would know more about that it really was IT. COVID changed that. And so, which led us at Vandernet into cybersecurity big time. So in 2021, we pivoted to be a cybersecurity focused IT solutions company. We focus on the US Central region of the United States. We secure accounting firms and wealth management firms every single day. And so we're here to educate. We love to educate on cybersecurity. So let's get right into it today. Cybersecurity, current cybersecurity landscape, latest trends, threats, and developments in cybersecurity with a focus on how they impact you and your business, the company you work for. So today's topic is a hot topic. It's called AI and artificial intelligence. And there's a lot of mixed uses in regard to artificial intelligence. You know, people are like, don't go to ChatGPT and put in, have it write you an article, because we're starting to see trends of lots of social media looking like ChatGPT made it all. It's lost the human element and the human touch. Most of us are familiar with AI when it comes to ChatGPT. And if you're not, you should totally go to Google, type in ChatGPT, and get logged in there and ask it a series of questions. We would caution you on the information that you put into ChatGPT, or Microsoft Copilot is another one. Just make sure that you're not putting in any personal identifiable information or what you would consider trade secrets, because they're no longer a secret after ChatGPT gets it. So I asked ChatGPT for this presentation today. What did the world look like from its perspective prior to AI existing? And so it says, before AI, life relied heavily on human effort and manual process. Tasks like data analysis, customer service, routine administrative work were time consuming, and decisions were often based on limited information and personal intuition. So then I'm like, okay, ChatGPT, what does it look like today? Life with AI today. And it says currently AI is transforming various aspects of life by automating repetitive tasks, enhancing decision making with data driven insights, which I love data. Hopefully you love data because we make good decisions when we have good data. They say garbage in is garbage out, good data in is good data out, right? So if AI can examine that data and then give you valuable insights, make sure that it's examining, like I said, the right type of data that doesn't have personal identifiable information or trade secrets for your organization. But if it can examine numbers and give you relative information on it, that's a good thing. Improving efficiencies across the industries, AI powered technologies like virtual assistants, recommendation systems, predictive analytics, and becoming an integral part of everyday activities and business operations. The goal of AI is to simplify the things that you would have to manually do, to automate it and make it more efficient for you and your business. So I was like, okay, AI, you told me what it's like without you. You told me what it's like today. What do you envision yourself becoming in the future? So I said, life with AI tomorrow. What does that look like? And it said, in the future, AI is expected to further revolutionize life by enabling more advanced autonomous systems, enhancing personalized experiences, which I don't know if you know this yet, but there is becoming AI. Like, that should be a statement, becoming AI. We jokingly at Vandernet, we talk about HI, like we got human intelligence. We coded AI. So we jokingly internally talk about we have HI, AI. Okay, great. Let's use it for the appropriate things. But there's nothing that AI can't. AI at this point cannot trump HI, in my opinion. Human intelligence. But what I like about it is that it can enhance personalized experiences, solve complex global challenges. AI could lead to unprecedented advancements in healthcare. How about like cancer be gone? Like that's what I want to use AI for. Can it do advanced research so we don't have to deal with cancer anymore, or we can determine the things that cause it so we can get rid of those? Like let's get rid of cancer with AI. Improving education, sustainability, profoundly reshaping how society functions and interacts. All I hear about this in the last part of AI here is making humans less intelligent. Like we all know what happened when the calculator came out. Like we started not knowing our math, right? And then the next thing is Grammarly came out, right? And the next thing we can't even spell anymore. We're just relying on predictive text messaging or just Grammarly to fix our sentence structure or whatever. So I can only imagine, hopefully the HI level, human intelligence level, doesn't just like pivot and go way down as a result of artificial intelligence. Let's use it for the things that will advance us, but not make us dumber. If that's even a word. So why does this matter in protecting your company? Why did I bring this up today? Why am I talking about AI? It's extremely important that you understand how AI can impact your people, your data, and your technology. And for the conversation today, cyber criminals are using AI for evil. Evil. And so a lot of companies didn't understand why they needed cybersecurity, why they needed these advanced protections prior to artificial intelligence, which is why I was like, what's life like before AI? What we all need to understand is that AI being used for evil purposes can hack businesses faster, smarter, and more efficient. So we might be looking at it from the positive side of what AI can do, But I'm telling you with urgency that this is even more of a reason why you need advanced cybersecurity protections in your company today. So we're going to go over, this is the section of recent cybersecurity attacks, breaches, analysis of notable cybersecurity attacks, data breaches, highlighting takeaways and lessons learned. Today I have two ideas that we're going to talk about today. Specifically is about a Wall Street Journal article that was published, I believe, earlier in May. And it says, what's behind the increase in data breaches? And my firm, obviously, we're a cybersecurity focused IT solutions company. So we've seen a lot of this kind of play out. And what we're about to read is stuff that we as a firm have known about for a while. And we've been talking about in those Wall Street Journal article is I'm going to highlight some of the things. We're going to talk about them because it's important that you know these things. So essentially in this article, it's talking about organizations are spending more money than ever on cybersecurity, an estimated 188 billion globally in 2023. That's a lot of money, folks. A lot of money. And so it says a figure expected to grow almost to $250 billion in 2024, yet hackers always seem to stay a step ahead. And they're using artificial intelligence. This article talks about that it's using artificial intelligence and evolving ransomware attacks. This article is talking specifically about how cyber criminals are using their development in ransomware tools as a franchise. You don't have to be that smart anymore to deploy ransomware and to collect funds and get money out of people's bank accounts or extort them so they give you money out of their bank accounts. And these cyber criminals are writing the software, they're franchising it out, they're selling it out to other cyber criminals that aren't as smart as them. And so the issue is growing and growing. Ransomware is not becoming less of an issue, it's becoming more of an issue. And if you talk to insurance companies, specifically underwriters, they'll tell you that there's been ways to mitigate risk that have helped in regard to ransomware being deployed across people's organizations. And so one of those ways was simply MFA. They're obviously circumventing MFA now. And so we're going to see additional requirements in regard to qualifying for your cybersecurity insurance policy. We actually are already seeing them from 1 page to 5 to 7 pages of specific things that need to be in place. So they're asking, is it yes or no? And they want to know more about what the type of data that your company houses. And maybe we'll get somebody on here that will break down cybersecurity insurance. Maybe we'll go over a cybersecurity questionnaire from several different companies, is talking and analyzing those questions. We'll probably do that on a separate video than the briefing. But the thing we're evolving is ransomware. I love how this article, it talks about ransomware 1.0. 1.0 ransomware was when they would just simply deploy ransomware. They would get into your systems, a compromise, and they wouldn't breach your data, which means they're not going to upload your data outside of your network. That was ransomware 1.0. They just simply were wanting to encrypt your data to get you to pay them. So they would send you a decryptor to decrypt your data. And so that was ransomware 1.0. And when they started realizing that if people had backups or ways to mitigate that, then they're like, people aren't paying the ransom. And so that led to ransomware 2.0. And ransomware 2.0 was where they come into your system, they deploy ransomware across your organization, they encrypt all your files, make them unusable. But before they did any of that, you know what they did? They were in your system from 60 to 90 to 120 days prior, uploading all of your data outside of your systems and network. So it's extremely important that you have the necessary things in place to mitigate and stop this stuff from happening. So the next article that we're going to discuss would be NASA. So we talked about ransomware. Now we're going to give you a tip. So the NASA, I said NASA. That's so funny. NASA. You know, it's one of those acronyms from one of those federal agencies. but we're actually talking about the NSA. And so the NSA says, do this to your phone once a week to help avoid being hacked. We all know that the most critical data into an organization, or the way to access the most critical data in an organization, is phones. Whether that be personal phones that employers are allowing their employees to use, which at Vandernet, we would caution you on that. Like, what are the limitations? What can personal phones be used for to engage in business material or business functions? Or just straight up, what if your company provides you phones? You have applications across those phones, you have text messages. We know the most sensitive information of an organization doesn't just hit computers today. They hit your phones. So it's important that your company has policies and software, MDM, mobile device management, on all the corporate phones to protect those phones. But what is the NSA asking people to do? The NSA is asking you to reboot your phone once a week. So once a week, reboot your phone. And here's some reasons why they want you to reboot your phone. They say disrupting malware. Rebooting interrupts malware that may be running in the background, preventing it from continuing its malicious activities. 2, clearing temporary files. If you're in your work applications and you're using them on your phone and you click on it and it's downloading an attachment, many times those get stored in temporary files. So rebooting your phone could potentially get rid of those temporary files that could be exploited by attackers that take over your phone. 3rd, refreshing the system. Restarting helps apply security updates and system patches effectively. This is probably, in my opinion, out of all of these 3, getting your updates is so important, and making sure that you have a phone that can receive those updates. If you have a company that's issued a phone and it's old and it doesn't get updates anymore, that's a problem, because hackers are exploiting phones that no longer receive updates. It means you can't, if you have a hole in your boat and it starts to leak, there's no way to patch that hole in the boat. And that's a big problem for hackers. I mean, not a problem for hackers. They're going to exploit it. They're going to take advantage of it, but it's a big problem for you and your company. So make sure you have phones that can receive the latest updates. But personally, I would recommend that you set a reminder. Once a week, you can go into your clock on your phone and go in there and set a reminder that once a week in the evening, maybe right before you go to bed, alarm goes off that says, hey, reboot your phone. So that way you can make sure that you get the latest updates and patches for your phone. So moving right along, let's see here. Let me find it. All right. Last several weeks I've had this post here. It's extremely it's helpful to always remember that every time you open software on your computer, that software can access everything you can. So you have to ask yourself, what software am I opening, and why is it important that I'm careful about the software that I install on my computer? All right, security best practices. Today, I want to leave you with this. You don't have a plan if you don't have a policy. So understanding the difference between a policy versus a procedure. If your organization doesn't have policies, that is step 1 in anything you do, is you need to have good policies. And that is from an HR perspective, from just a business operational perspective, you need to have policies. We hope the blueprint is already there when we come in at Vandernet, but we're here to help along the way. For whatever reason, if you don't have policies in place, we want to help you get those policies in place. And cybersecurity is no different. Protecting your organization, its people, data, and technology, all comes back to a policy. What do you permit inside your company, and what do you say, hey, this isn't allowed inside our company, versus what's a procedure, right? So this is what we allow and what we don't allow inside your organization. From a policy standpoint, a procedure is, how do we execute on the policy? A great other word for procedure would be plan. What is the plan? We always say predetermined outcomes of internet. We're huge proponents of predetermined outcomes. If this happens, this is how we respond to it. There should be very little in your business today that is not defined. That you say, this happens, we know how to respond. And if something comes up, hey, we're in life. We live life together in a company, in an organization. If something comes up and you say, wow, we don't have a policy for this or we don't have a procedure for this, guess what? Now is the best time to get that in place. Today. So when it comes to cybersecurity, we have like at the internet, we have like a 90 plus page document just in regard to information technology and how it's managed and security specifically for your IT. So please take away from that and say it's important to have that in place. So I want to say thank you. We're a little bit over today. Thank you for being here. We would love to have a continued conversation with you. You can scan the QR code on your screen and do a free 15-minute cybersecurity briefing with us. Or if you have any questions, you can call us. You can email dkane@vandernet.io, or at the very beginning, I said you can email hello@rethinksecure.com. We do this weekly, Thursdays, 1:30 Central Standard Time, between 15 to 20 minutes to get you the information you need and get you back to work. We hope that you learned something today, and we look forward to seeing you next week on our weekly cybersecurity briefing. You all have a wonderful day.